everyone, it's Jennifer from Flux. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet the Think Pink Friendship Shawl. Now I'm stitching one up here and we're going to make one together later on in this video. Now I've already given away my finished piece that you saw at the beginning of this video in the photo away as a special gift. So we're going to be making one up together and I have a little sampler here. Now the finished shawl that you saw at the beginning of the video measures about 60 inches long and about 19 inches wide. So it's a nice, generous size shawl and it makes a very meaningful gift. So let's get started. For this project, you'll need a 6.5mm K crochet hook. You'll need a tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, a ruler or tape measure is helpful as you go along, and your yarn. So we're going to be using Red Heart Super Saver. I'm going to be using 2 skeins of this yarn. This is the perfect pink colorway, and each skein of this is 364 yards. And if you need to substitute yarn, look for a yarn that's a 4 on the yarn weight scale and recommends the I 5.5mm crochet hook. This is machine washable, 100% acrylic, so it's great, kind of a low maintenance toss in the wash kind of yarn. And if you notice though, we're using the 6.5mm K crochet hook, and I just chose that to kind of give it a little bit more drape and kind of open up the stitches. But if you're substituting yarn, look for these 2 things on the yarn label. I also wanted to mention as a side note, I'm going to grab it really quick, is that another color choice in the Super Saver for this Think Pink kind of color scheme that we're doing here is the Shocking Pink. This is also a beautiful shade of pink. Okay, to begin our shawl, what we're going to do is put a slip knot on our hook to begin. So wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop. Bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, bring up a loop, and tighten. Now let me just zoom in a tiny bit so you can see a little bit better. Okay, we're going to do a starting chain of 55. Now, in case you're wondering, this is a multiple of 4 plus 3 if you need to make it wider or narrower. So let's do 55 chains. To make a chain, wrap yarn around hook and bring it through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55. So here is our starting chain. Now, like I mentioned before, we did go up to the K hook to give it a little bit more openness and drape, which is really nice for a shawl. However, if your starting chain is feeling a little tight, try going up a hook size for the starting chain only, and then later switch back to the K hook for the rest of your piece, and that will help loosen your chain up a little bit, your starting chain. Okay, so for row 1, we're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook. So that's going to be our first fan of the row. So this loop here does not count, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the 5th chain from the hook, let's work 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. So to make a double crochet, wrap yarn around hook, insert the hook into that 5th chain from the hook, bring up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the next 2 loops. Okay, so in the same chain, work a double crochet, then a chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets in that same chain. Just like that. Okay, so here is our first fan, and we're going to do this all the way across. All right, so next, let me just get that little tangle out. Next, we're going to skip 3 chains, and in the chain after that, we're going to work our next fan. So skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then work a fan in the next chain. Okay, so 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, chain 1, and then 2 more double crochet. So 1 and 2, just like that. Okay, so we have our next fan of the row. Okay, we're just going to keep going all the way across, skip 3 chains, and then in the chain after that, work your next fan. So 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. Let me move some of this yarn, it's kind of in the way. Then chain 1, then 2 double crochet, all in that same chain. All right, moving right along, skip the next 3 chains, and in the chain after that, work another fan. So 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet. 1, whoops, let's do that again. So we did a chain 1, and then 2 double crochet, all in that same fan. 1 and 2. Okay, got some nice fans happening. Skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, work your next fan. 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 1, and then 2 more double crochet. 1 and 2. Okay, next fan, skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, work your next fan. 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, and then chain 1, and then 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. Just like that. All right, let's move on to the next fan. Skip the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. And in the chain after that, work your next fan. 2 double crochet. 1, 2, chain 1, and then 2 more double crochet. Whoops. Keep dropping my stitch there, but it's all good. All right, 2 double crochet in that chain. Just like that, okay? Skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, work your next fan. 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. Skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, work a fan in the next chain. 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. Just like that. Okay, we have a few more chains to go, so skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, work your next fan. 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. This is such an easy project, and it's a wonderful take-along project too, to take to waiting rooms or sports games or what have you. Skip the next 3 chains and work a fan in the next chain after that. 2 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. Okay, getting close to the end here. Skip the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, work a fan in the chain after that. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2. Let's get some more yarn here. Okay. Skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the chain after that, work your next fan. So this is going to be the last fan we do of this row. So 1 and 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 double crochets all in the same chain. And we're already to the end of the row. We have some really pretty fan stitches happening. Now we're going to go to the last chain here, and we're just going to work 1 double crochet to finish off the row. Okay? Just like that. We'll deal with this tail later on in the video. All right, so let's move on to row 2 next. Okay, so row 2 is even easier than row 1. We're not going to be counting chains. We're just going to be working into the center of each fan that we worked before. Now, the row we're about to do also is the row you'll be doing for the rest of the shawl. So it's a really easy project. So what you're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn. And then locate the center of this first fan. So remember that chain 1, remember we did 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. That chain 1 in the center created a little space. In the written pattern, we call that the chain 1 space. So in this chain 1 space here, we're going to work our first fan. So work 2 double crochet, 1, let's try that again. Work 2 double crochet in the center of that fan. So 1 and 2. Now chain 1. We're doing the fans the same way we did in the previous row. We're just working them into a different spot than we did before. And then work 2 double crochet. Just like that. Now let's look at what we've just done. We've just worked a fan into the fan from the previous row, and it's going to kind of give like a stacking effect, okay? Let's move on to the next fan. We're going to hop over to that next chain 1 space right in the center of that fan, and we're going to do the same thing. 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, then work a chain 1, and then work 2 double crochet, all in that chain 1 space, just like that, okay? So we're starting to build on the fans from the previous row. And we're just going to be doing this all the way across. So let me just get a little bit more yarn here. Okay, hop on over to the next fan and work 2 double crochet. 1 and 2, chain 1, and 2 double crochet, all in that same chain 1 space. Okay, just like that. Hop over to the next chain 1 space and work 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 1, and 2 double crochet, all in that chain 1 space. So this is a wonderful pattern that is perfect for gift giving, or if you want to make yourself something special. It makes a lovely gift. It's very easy to stitch up. You can take it with you where you go, so you can stitch on the go as well. We're just going to work into that next chain 1 space, 2 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 double crochet. Just like that. Okay, you can see we're about halfway across the row. So not only does going up to the K-hook give you some open drapiness in your shawl, but it also helps you stitch it up nice and quick because it's a bigger hook. So you can get some length on it a little quicker. Okay, next fan, in that chain 1 space, do the same thing. 2 double crochet, 1, 2, then work chain 1, then 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. Moving down, we get a little bit more yarn. I love these center pull skeins of yarn. They make everything so easy. All right, next chain 1 space. We're nearing the end of the row here. Work your 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, all in that chain 1 space. Now, if you want to get fancy, you could do shades of pink. You could do a totally different color that's meaningful. Whatever you like. Okay, worked our next fan. So hop over to the next chain 1 space. We're almost to the end here. So work 2 double crochet, then a chain 1, and then 2 double crochet. Just like that. Okay, next 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet on that chain 1 space. All right, now our last fan, we're going to work the same thing. That chain 1 space, work your 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, chain 1, 2 double crochet. 1 and 2, just like that. Okay, next we're at the end of the row, and remember that turning chain? Now when the fan, see how the fan, when we did that chain 1 space, it kind of presses it open like that. So your turning chain might be kind of off to the side, but you can still see it over there off to the side there. Right in that turning chain space that it creates, work a double crochet right into the turning chain space. Okay, so to finish your shawl, like I mentioned before, we're just going to repeat row 2 over and over and over again until we reach the end of the row, or the end of your shawl. Now I made mine about 60 inches long. Depending on the height of the wearer, you might want to make it a little shorter or a little longer. You can also sew the ends together and make kind of like a large infinity scarf that's nice and wide. Just to give you a rough guideline of shawls and scarves, I like to start at the hip, go all the way around the neck, and then back down to the hip as a rough guideline. So just repeat row 2 over and over and over until you get the length that you like. Okay, so when you're finished, you'll probably have some ends. Now we're just going to pretend ours is finished because like I mentioned before, I gave the original away, the photo at the beginning of this video, I gave it away as a special gift. But we have our little sampler here. So you'll want to grab your tapestry needle and just weave your ends in when you're finished. So just go in one direction and then go in the other direction to weave the ends in. Now you can go in between the plies as well. That'll give you a little extra staying power, if you will. And then you can just grab your scissors and trim. I love how my scissors match today. That's always fun when your tools match. Okay, so that is how you crochet the Think Pink Friendship Shawl. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.